seems like you guys have very specific use cases that you're targeting. And one of those that I find very interesting is the decentralized identity.
The decentralized identity is let the users to own your own identity. Your name, your account ID, that's basically identifier. Under this identifier, your data, your digital assets, like who you are following, who you are subscribing to, all of those make your identity. If you're using Facebook, Twitter, basically it's the large corporates own your identity. Your Twitter account is not yours. It's basically Twitter's. Twitter only rent this account to you. But in the future, everybody will be able to completely own their data, their identity, their assets. The decentralized identity itself is not necessarily need to have a blockchain. Right? So DID itself is beyond blockchain.
Do you guys have any interest in like soul-bound tokens as well to go along with it, or?
Yeah, soul-bound token is interesting. Decentralized identity right now is a W3C recommendation. It's just become a W3C recommendation from this July. There is another important concept called verifiable credentials. So soul-bound token is more like a verifiable credentials. The idea is you have those credentials data that also consist with cryptographic signature to ensure that you can instantly verify those data. They are consist, they are issued to certain people. So the SBT is a simplified version of the verifiable credentials. In one of the talk I discussed with others talking about why Vitalik invented SBT rather not using the verifiable credentials, which is already an internet standard. Ethereum community, they are more thinking the Ethereum centric. But from the internet point of view, an open standard could have a better impact across different systems. So SBT is one of the typical case for verifiable credentials.
I always find the theory of it all interesting. It's like who decides who gives out these DIDs and these SBTs. It becomes, you have a centralized entity that has to decide, oh, you're a person and here's your SBT or here's your DID, and this determines who you are. So I found the whole, in a decentralized manner, you have a centralized entity decide a person is a person, right? Or they are who they say they are.
Yeah, so in a decentralized identity, who gives you the DID? You can give your DID. Somebody else can give you a DID if you want to accept it, but it's called self-sovereign identity. Basically means that you do not need to apply, register, or assigned by anybody else. You can decide your DID solely by your own decisions, and nobody else can take it back, block it. Any system that claim to be a DID, but they ask you to pay the money to register for a DID, or they're going to assign you a DID and then they can take it back, that is not the DID we defined in the W3C.